All right. All right. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Who do I have here today?
Hello, Doc.
Yeah,
Good afternoon.
Josh.
Yes, sir.
Is that Joshua?
Yeah, Joshua here.
Just a sec. Let me try and get hold of your list. The class attendance list. I know some of you are old and some of you are new. So, I mean, when I mention your name, just let me know if you're here now, okay? So we have so far so good. 7 participants, including myself. That's 6 of you and myself. Is Penelope Amwa Mensah different from Lady Penelope or the same person?
The same person.
So why are we logging twice?
I'm using my PC and my phone because of the internet.
Okay. And it means that we don't have 6 people, we have only 5. Okay. So you guys have a group, I'm told, yeah? Penelope.
Have a group.
Yeah, you told have created a WhatsApp group.
Yes, please.
And it means that every person is on that group. I mean, everybody who's supposed to be on this particular lesson is there, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's have it this way. You go in the group right now and tell them that they should join now, or they don't even join at all. Okay, Penelope, are you here?
Yes, please. I've messaged the group.
All
So
right.
they'll be joining soon.
They shouldn't even join soon. They have the email. So let me just run this quick day one. Today's date is today is 9th, yeah?
Nice.
Yes.
So 9th of August, attendance. So Penelope, you are here. Good. Imelda. Please, do you have Imelda here?
No, please.
Okay. Not here.
Yeah, she's online.
Just joined though.
Imelda
They
is
just
online.
joined.
Sorry? Hello?
She just joined. Imelda just joined.
Imelda, are you here? No.
Hello.
Okay. Imelda, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Let me put one there then. Okay, Josh. Josh is here.
Yeah, Doc, I'm here.
Abigail.
Doc, please, I'm here.
How's your baby?
She's fine.
We thank God. Felix.
Doc, please, I'm here.
Felix, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
I see Johnson. Is Johnson here? Okay, not here. Mauli.
Doc, I'm here.
Hello?
I'm here, Doc. I'm here, Doc.
By which name?
Owusu Oscar.
Oscar, let me see. Okay, say Oscar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, say Oscar, good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
Mauli, I don't remember the face.
I was part of your class, the first class. That's a Petroleum contract.
Petroleum contract, yeah?
Yes, sir.
I don't remember the name. Okay, Amanda Na Ayeli Adama. That's a long name. Is Amanda here?
Yeah, Amanda's online too.
Hello? Is Amanda here or not?
It says she's online.
It's online.
She's online.
If she's online, she should talk. You just don't come online and go away. You get it? Okay, so I'll mark her absent. Regan Ohinebwachi. Is it the same Regan we have or we had? Can someone help me with this Regan?
I think for this class, there'll be about 2 Regans.
That what? To be that what?
2 Regans.
2 Regans.
There's another Regan. Yeah.
We had a
Different
one
intake.
Regan at Petroleum contract. You remember? Okay, he's a September call.
Yeah, this is from. No, he's a May cohort.
Yeah, but I remember we had a September cohort Regan. Okay, fine. So Regan Ohinebwachi, are you here? No. All right. Clarence Ni Ayikwe.
Yeah, I'm here.
Clarence, who are you?
I'm here. I'm Clarence near Yaikwe, May cohort,
Okay, and where do you work?
Goal offshore.
Oh, you are Goa offshore.
Yes, please.
And what do you do at Goa? Which role do you take?
I'm a geologist. I'm a
Oh.
geologist.
From UMAT?
Yeah, from UMass.
Yeah. So you know the Dr. Morin?
No,
Okay. Which year did you complete UMAT?
2017.
Yeah, then you should know him. All right. And how long have you been with Shell? Go.
After I've been there, I think 10 months or 8 months now.
Okay. As a geologist.
Yeah. Yes, please.
And how far with your project with Exxon?
We're still on it. We're on the seismic interpretation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. So you are involved.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Great. It's good to have you on board.
Thank you very much.
Great. And let's continue with the list. So Lawrence is here. Just a second. Lawrence is here. And then Gilbert Akumpo. Wow, that's a nice name. Gilbert, are you here? Okay, Gilbert is not here. If I didn't mention your name and you are here, please let me know. Anybody like that? Amanda, are you back with us? I see your name here. Penelope, can you please write on the group that Amanda, you're online, but you're not talking? If she's not here and it's not talking, she should just leave the group so we know who is here.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just as simple as that. Or I'll take care of myself. Someone is joining with Galaxy Tab A. Who is that?
So I think Amanda is speaking now.
Amanda.
Hi, please, I'm here.
Amanda, why would you join us and leave us to go and eat your porridge?
Sorry.
Okay, so who are you? Tell us about yourself.
My name is Amanda.
Yeah, that one at least we know. What else? Where do you work and what do you do?
I work with bulk oil storage, finance department.
Bulk, that's Bost.
Yes.
Wow, we haven't had guys from Bost for a while. Yes, we haven't had guys from Bost for a while. Okay, so and your first degree is also economics or finance related?
Finance.
Become? Or
Banking and finance.
banking and finance, okay, that's fine. Then it means you're going to do well with this model because this model got some finance stuff in there.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and then moreover, you are with the Downstream project. So most of the questions are going to come to you.
Hey.
Hey, Pion. You are with the you are the Downstream. And now I'm sure the energy ministry is going to give you.
Doc, please take it easy. Why? Why am I
Thank you.
Abigail, have I mentioned your name? Abigail, have I mentioned your name? I'm talking to
I'm talking for all.
Who made you the group CEO or lawyer? You know I'll give you pressure, so you want to warn me. But this thing don't change. Get my point. I'll come to you, don't worry.
Please, we beg.
Okay, so who joined with Galaxy Tab A?
Doc,
Hello?
it's AC here, Johnson.
AC, can you please tell your house members to keep quiet? You're on a lesson.
It will be a little bit difficult now.
Tell them that at least you're on a lesson.
No, I'm on your own. No, I'm on TV.
Okay. All right. So far so good. We have not had. Okay, Amanda is here. Let me mark her here. So we don't have Regan, and then we don't have Gilbert here. The rest are on board. And please, if anybody joins and I have not marked the person, please let me know. Yeah. So those who know me know me. For those who don't know me, don't know me. That's fine. As you move along, you get along. Then put that way. This is the Midstream Downstream Financial Business Management. Yeah. I believe at this moment you've all had the opportunity to go through the LOs. That's the learning outcome for this particular model. Yeah. And yes, before I even continue, sorry I couldn't come yesterday. We all know that Ken was getting married yesterday, so I came over to Sunyani. So as I'm talking now, I'm in Sunyani for the wedding, and I didn't know that it was going to be late afternoon. So I had prepared for morning, so I finished by 12 and go for the wedding at 1:30. That's why we couldn't have lessons yesterday. So because of that, we're going to have a lesson next week on Saturday and Sunday. Is that fine? Okay. Fellas.
Doc.
Good. Have you gone through the learning outcome for this particular model?
Yes, I did this morning, sir.
Perfect. What are some of the learning outcomes we have here? Can you tell us some of them? At least one. Clarence, you tell me one also. Imelda, you tell me one. Josh, you tell me one. Penelope, you tell me one. There are 5 of them. Let's go through them one by one. Yeah? Fellas, let's go.
The midstream petroleum business operations, Doc.
Okay, what is it about? I mean, what about the midstream operations that we have to know?
Not into details yet, sir.
Okay. Abigail? Clarence, can you please tell us one LO that we're looking at for?
To discuss risk management approaches in the crude oil industry, and then petroleum products imports financing.
Great. So as a petroleum geologist, how do you think this model will be useful for you?
I'm looking to bring together volumetric analysis in terms of how much volumes will be recoverable, and then see how I could use a module like this to, I guess, analyze the project's economic viability.
No, that's not this model. So in the future, we're going to have a model we call petroleum economics. That's when you're going to do economic viability of upstream projects. You're going to have that next year in February. Yeah, for this particular model, we're going to do
more targeted to midstream and downstream.
Yes, exactly. Yes. That's why I almost asked you why you chose MBA, not MSc, since you are a technical guy.
So I have a previous master's in project management, finance and risk. So I was also looking for something that will also help me with a mid and downstream also, not just upstream.
Okay, fine. At least the petroleum contract and economics, we're going to cover the economic viability and financial viability of projects. So here we're going to focus more on risk. Yeah.
Okay.
And then other business scenarios, and also gas development. Is the Exxon is your block already known which product you have? Do you have the data that shows that you have gas or crude oil?
Well, from what we know from neighboring fields, it will be both gas and crude oil.
So it can be condensate.
Yeah. There isn't an actual well in our block yet.
Yeah.
An actual producing well
So
in our block yet. So we're inferring from neighboring wells.
All right. Which includes which neighboring well do you have?
I think we have the Hess. There was this well that Hess produced back then. I've forgotten the name itself. I can't recall the well. The well name.
Pecan.
Yeah. I think that's it.
I know. Okay. All right. So if it's pecan, then it means that you're gonna have some condensate as well. That's fine. That's gas. All right. So we're gonna talk about gas industrialization and all that as well. Okay. Imelda, what other LOs do you have? Imelda.
Hello.
What learning outcome were you able to read out from the model?
I'm yet to. I'm done with code. So
you received this email not yesterday, not today. So as a serious student, what you will do is open the modular inscriptor and go through what your expectations are. No? Okay, Josh. Josh.
Yeah, Doc, I'm here.
Please note, don't come online and just leave your PC. I'm going to call your names, so just stay put. Yeah. You know how I lecture, so stay put. Yeah, Josh, tell us.
Yeah, Doc. One of the models that the outcomes that we'll be looking at is the financial aspects of how the downstream is being regulated and all of that, with the midstream as well. So that is a little that I read about it.
Are you sure you're going to talk about regulatory stuff here?
What I was looking at, I was just reading about it. I think that was yesterday. So I was looking at the financial aspect of it because with the downstream and the midstream, it's also part of the process of the 3 layers of oil and gas. So I was actually looking at the financial aspect in terms of how they are able to do their trading and all of that. Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, but I believe you guys have had international oil and gas trading.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so I won't go so deep in trading. That is the TTOs, the TTT, CIF, the FOBs. I'm not going to go through those angle. Yeah, but then I'm going to touch on the financial instruments that we use to secure products. Is it fine? Josh,
yes,
is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
So in crude oil trading or even in the product sales agreement, when we mention TTO, what does it mean? Josh. Hello, Josh.
Doc, I think my audio was muted, so that's
Okay, I'm asking you, in terms of trading, oil and gas trading, when you mention TTO, what does it mean?
Okay, TTO, just hold on, let me check.
Anybody knows what TTO means or TTT?
I'm gonna try. Is it tanker takeover?
Yeah, that tank. Yes, tank takeover. Yes, that's right. And the TTT. Clarence, TTT. What's that? Sorry, who just spoke? Penelope, what's that?
Tanker to tanker transfer.
Yeah, transfer. Yes. So when you are when you're doing TTO and you're doing TTT, you understand that the financial terms differs a bit. Okay. Phyllis, you have your hands raised. Phyllis Asirifi, you have raised up your hand.
Sorry, Doc. Probably the phone. Let me check it again.
Okay, it's okay. I've lowered your hand now. Yeah. So, Penelope, tell us how will TTT transaction differ from a TTO transaction?
Look, I have no idea about that.
But you have done trading.
Yeah.
But your voice is very low. It's like you far from your PC or so. Clarence.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Clarence, can you tell us the difference in operatum of understanding the MOU, the transactional difference between a TTT and a TTO? Later on, we come to FOB and CI. These are the main ones that we know, right? Before that, let's look at the minors.
No, sir. I wouldn't be able to tell the differences.
You are a May cohort.
Yes, sir.
It means you met the trading class.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But then when it comes to CIF and FOB, can you tell us?
The differences between CIF and FOB.
Yes, operational differences.
No, sir.
No, sir. But you know what CIF is?
CIF cost insurance and freight, and FOB is free on board.
Yeah. So when we say something, I'm doing a trading. I'm doing a product trading. Sorry. I signed a contract with Go or Go Energy. Yeah, that's the BDC, right? So I've signed an SPA, that's a sales purchase agreement. Yeah, with Go Energy, and I'm supposed to supply them AGO on a CIF basis. I'm also to supply them maybe PMS, right? On on an FOB basis, what's the main difference between these two transactions? Who can tell me? If you tell me now, I'll give you 5 points. Free Bonto. Anybody who tells me that gets 5 points. 5 marks, let me put it that way.
I think in CIF, the seller is responsible for the transportation of the goods to the nearest spot, the loading of the
To
goods
the
on the
nearest
ship
spot?
and paying for freight. Yes, sir. And this, or is responsible for transportation of the goods.
To the POD.
And paying insurance.
And paying insurance. So that's
Okay.
POD, that's a port of delivery.
Yeah.
So if it's CIF, the shipper or the trader brings the product to Tema for goods ready to clear. But if it's FOB, what is that?
FOB, then that's taking it to the nearest spot or the location indicated by the what's it called, the person buying it, the buyer.
Indicated by the person?
By the buyer. They are delivered.
No.
The goods are delivered to the ship itself, the vessel.
Yes, but one error is that it's not the buyer that designates the port.
It's the contract.
It's a seller. Yes,
Oh.
it's a trader.
Okay.
Yes. So you would hear FOB Rotterdam, or you're gonna hear FOB Singapore, or most likely FOB Houston. So why? These are the 3 major spots for trading. For spot buy and then future purchase. I'm sure you heard this when you're learning the trading. Spot purchase and then
futures.
Or then futures per buy. Hey, you guys should go back and learn your trading again, eh? I'm not here to teach trading, so go back. All right. So then good. When you have an FOB and a CIF, you realize that the financial requirement that the buyer must put in place is different from doing FOB. Yeah. So if you're doing CIF, because the seller is issuing insurance and then paying for the freight, it means that some financial guarantees must be placed. That is what we'll be talking about in the future. But talking about FOB, there's no need to issue any financial instrument. Am I correct? All right. But today,
So is that to say in the FOB, you wouldn't really you would get a better deal in terms of paying less, since the seller won't pay for insurance?
Yes, so you pay lesser in FOB than CIF as far as the trader or the trading company is concerned. But then don't forget that when you pick it from Rotterdam, you're going to now look for your vessel to transport it. Yes, so it still boils down to paying same or similar. Do you get my point? Yes. The reason why in Ghana most of the BDCs prefer doing the CIF is that these traders are able to do something we call the collective supply. So they can bring in 50,000 metric tons of a product, and let's say out of this 50,000, Go Energy is taking 20,000. Chase is taking 10,000. Quantum is taking 5,000. Frames, Allied taking. So you see that it it makes the freight a bit cheaper for all entities. Clarence, you get it? Other than you
Yeah, I
going
get
to
it.
Rotterdam and then buying it at Platts flat, yeah? I'm sure you know what Platt is. AC, what is Platt? AC? AC? AC Johnson,
Doc,
what is Platt?
I have no idea.
Ha! Did you go through oil and gas trading?
No,
Why?
I started school in January, and we haven't
Yeah.
done that.
You have done that with the recovery donko.
Ah,
Oh yeah, Asimaba.
Mirefi,
Ura be fi. Who the could di etio ne fante.
me
Me
nkran
what?
ha na doc no na midi o. Nkran doc no na midi.
So you don't know what Platt price is? I'll call Derek right now. Fellas, what is Platt price?
Doc,
What is Platt? When you say Platt, what does it mean? Platt price, what is it?
Doc, I've forgotten.
Hey. Oh. Amanda. Abigail, you want to talk?
Doc, please, can you tell us?
Did I study international oil and gas trading with you? Did I? Amanda, what is Platt price?
He's no idea. I forgot it. Please tell us.
Amanda, ebe yenye. So boss, financial officer. When boss says, please issue a check of Platt for a trader, let's say Vitol, what does your MD trying to tell you?
Please, that's above my pay grade, or I don't get to that place yet. I'll just do the check. No, it's true. I don't get to ask all those questions. I just get to print the check and then issue it out. So I'll ask my GM tomorrow about it.
Okay, so it's a homework.
Thank you.
Next Saturday, you tell me what Platt is. Okay?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, Clarence, let's move back. So then you go to FOB and say, okay, this is a Platt price that I'm paying for. Don't forget that you're going to add on some money for initial storage in tanks, right? That's the first cost coming on board. You're going to now look out for your vessel that's going to load your product from the tanks in Rotterdam, and then move it down to Tema. So mostly companies don't want to engage themselves in this cycle or on this supply chain because it's time consuming and they themselves are not traders. Do you get it? So they allow the traders to do that on their behalf, unless unless probably it's a vertically integrated company, okay? Unless it's a vertically integrated company, then they would like to do that by themselves. So Clarence, I believe you know what a vertically integrated company is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what I believe Goy want to achieve. So now you guys are going offshore and then later come down. Yeah. Amanda, do you know what a vertically integrated company is? Amanda. Hello? Okay. Amanda left us. Abigail.
Doug.
Tell us what a vertically integrated company is.
I should.
Explain to us what a vertically integrated company is.
It's a company that I think controls its supplies.
No.
No.
Please. No. Please, who is Dennis Wayo? Who are you?
Present, sir.
Who are you? I don't have your name on the list. What is your original name?
Dennis Wayo.
But I don't have your name on the list. Which cohort?
Petroleum Economics and Finance.
Which cohort? Mr. Wayo?
Hello, doctor.
Please, which cohort do you belong to? Please, who knows him and can tell me which cohort he belongs to? Okay, he's gone. Paul Regan Ohini.
Yes, Doc.
You are welcome. You are late.
Sorry, sir.
So you have been marked absent.
Oh, sir.
Oh, say.
Oh, Doc, please consider.
When we started, you're not here. So tell us, why were you late?
Please, I'm the head pastor of a church, so I was wrapping up. Sorry. Really, forgive me, please. Life in the Spirit Ministries, please.
Life Desperate.
Life in the Spirit Ministries.
Allah. So for this is about prophecy about ko asani upon now.
Oh.
So what is pastor doing in Petroleum class? I mean, you guys there say come they come to oil sorry. Oil na mo ton yimi ton how.
I don't do those things, please. Yes.
So
please.
why MBA Petroleum Economics?
Oh, that has been my passion since day one. I believe that I was working in EcoBank before I resigned to come into full-time ministry in 2010 with a mind to build something and then afterwards go back to career. So that's what I'm just pursuing, please.
Okay, so in the future you come back full time into the petroleum.
Yes, please.
Huh?
Yes, please.
Okay, then Amanda will give you employment at Bosch.
Thank
Hey,
you.
dog.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen. But the prophecy, the man Rao. So start praying in tongues. Ask God something to tell me. Otherwise, I'll
Yes, dog, please consider.
Yes. So who is this Dennis Wayo that joined us and has left? Anybody knows him?
No.
Okay. I believe he lost. So he should go and find himself. Okay, that is fine. So Clarence, I think I'm done with you explaining the difference in operations. Yeah. Later on, I'll explain further what financial instruments are needed for both transactions. I will show you a typical SPA, what you call the sales purchase agreement for both CIF and then TTO.
Dog.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, we're on the vertically integrated companies. You didn't finish with that.
Yes.
Okay. Imelda, what is a vertically integrated company?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to explain.
I have already explained. Why do you think I asked only the May cohort? Because I was believing that the January cohort, you know already. I explained this during the Petroleum Economics and Contracts lectures. I explained to you. So if you don't know, in fact, all of you -5.
Yes. Cool
Right
down.
now. Everybody
Cool down, cool down.
Say, you didn't ask me.
Okay, then talk.
Say, I already have +5.
Clarence?
Yeah.
No, you have your +5 already. Yes, I know. It's yeah.
Can I ask for another +5 by answer this question?
I am assuming you don't know. So I want to assume you know.
Doc, I don't know if I can try for the general people.
Please do. Felix, please go ahead.
Okay, please, is it where the company tries to control its supplies and distribution?
No, -2.
Okay, Doc.
Try -2. All of the rest -5.
Oh.
You have just finished oil and gas trading. You don't know what plat is. Yeah. No, my brego. Anyway, Clarence, please tell them, what a vertically company is.
It's a company that's both upstream and downstream, or upstream, midstream, and downstream.
God bless you so much. In fact, God will review your prophecy and I'll tell you.
Please, I didn't hear.
It's okay. Me, I heard him, so it's okay.
Says he ain't in you.
You will stop. I'm not feeling well.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen right now. Let me share my screen and let's try to do something today. Yeah. Can you open my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, Doc, we can see.
Awesome. So, let's see how well we can finish this slide.
It's too small.
Sorry?
It's too small. I can't.
Are you using the phone or laptop?
Phone.
And that's why you cannot see.
No, I think you can zoom out. You can see it clear when you zoom out.
Wait, let me look for my aspect.
Anyway, I'm not going to read it. I'll go more into where the photos are. Mhm. Okay, so this is the value chain, yeah, when it comes to oil and gas or oil and natural gas. So you might have heard Lawrence make mention of seismic and all that. We understand that it falls through to what? The exploration bit, yeah? So exploration means that you are exploring or you are searching for, right? This particular model is talking about the midstream and downstream, basically. But we cannot make mention of midstream and downstream without talking about upstream operations. Is that right? Good. So that's why I'm touching base on that. So the seismic exploration locates hydrocarbon on land or under the sea. Yes. The process is very simple. It's by sending waves, reflects on the rock formation and travels back to the hydrophone's receivers. That is on the vessel, if it's an offshore operation, or on the hydrophones on the land if it's onshore. Then the geologists then estimate the structure and type of formation under the land by measuring travel times of the returned reflection or energy or noise. Yeah. This tells us where to drill. Yeah. So it is the judge, is the job of the geologist to tell us that, hey, drilling engineers, come and drill this particular spot. Yeah, this is where we believe the formation looks, prudent to be drilled. And that we call the spot drilling. So preparing the drill. So preparation to drill means that clearing the land and building access roads. That's if it's onshore, again. Have a source of water nearby or drill a water well. Yes. Why do you think we need a nearby water? Or why do we need to drill a water well when you are dealing with drilling onshore? Who can tell me that? I don't want to mention anybody's name. If you know, just tell me. Why do you think we drill water wells around, or we search for a water source nearby? Why do you think we need that? Hello? Hello? Penelope. Penelope.
Yes, Doc.
Tell us, why do you think we need to drill a water well or look out for a water source nearby before we drill onshore? Why? This is not science. This is something simple. So stop thinking broad. Come home. Tell us. Penelope. Hello?
Dog, I'm here.
Answer me. Hmm?
Clarence, please assist me. Why?
How much will you pay him? Okay, fellas. Fellas, tell us why you think we need water body nearby. So very soon, Ghana will be drilling onshore on the Voltairean Basin by GMPC, yeah? Before they do that, the geologists they ever done the seismic, they will tell the drilling engineer, say, guys, come and drill here. Before the drillers drill, they would have to look out for a water source. Fellas, tell us why.
Dog, I think when it comes to drilling, water is essential.
So why is water essential?
Because any height they might reach, they will need the water in quest of what they want to do.
So what quest is that? What do they need the water for? What quest? Josh, help us.
Doc, I think with drilling of the oil, you need a water body around in the case where maybe there's too much pressure in the earth or something like that. The water can help in reducing that pressure or something like that. That's what I'm looking at.
No. What we use to control pressure while drilling is something we call BOP. BOP. BOP means, who knows what BOP means? Okay. It's like a Christmas tree.
Blowout preventer.
Yeah, blowout preventer. So that's what we need. We need the blowout preventer to prevent something we call ZRIF or splashes and accidents. Yeah.
Okay.
Clarence, what do we need a water body for?
I think there'll be traces of nitrates and bacteria in the neighboring water wells. I'm not exactly sure, but that's my hypothesis.
No, that is not right. That is not right.
Or to read. Okay.
So when we are drilling, we need to, in a way, just like Felix wanted to put it, control pressure.
Also re-injection?
No, re-injection is for production. When you're producing and you're doing secondary, yeah. But when you are drilling, we call something the drilling cuttings, yeah, and drilling mud. So the drilling mud is a fluid. No, be so.
Yeah.
Good. So the drilling mud passes through the RSS. So what is RSS? The RSS is the drilling string that goes beneath the land or below sea level to drill the rotary steering system or device. So there are porous holes and tubes in the drilling tube, yeah? And this fluid or this liquid passes through that and pushes out the drilling cuttings back to the surface. Is it clear? So that is why we would need water.
Doc, can you please come again with that? Because I think you're a bit fast. So can come again with that.
Okay, I'll try and be slow. So Josh, what I'm saying is that when we are drilling, be it offshore, onshore, we need a lubricant because the string that is drilling has a diamond, or let me say a metal head that goes through the earth to drill. So we will need a lubricant to avoid heat. It's just like you are scrubbing a metal with a metal. You know, the sort of heat generated. And when you are drilling also, you'll be cutting. It's the same method drilling a borehole. If any of you have or has evident how boreholes are drilled, you see that whilst you are drilling the borehole without their how do you call it? That drilling machine, they pour water on it to soften the earth surface
material.
Yeah, but in our case, because we drill a horizontal or vertical hole that goes deeper, we don't have men. So with the case of borehole, men go inside and use shovel or what do you call it? They use this shovel, spade to bring the cuttings out after using the drilling machine. But here we don't have any man going into that hole to bring the rocks out. So then we need to pump a fluid into the hole. The fluid is doing two things. It's lubricating the drilling head, at the same time bringing out the cuttings from the hole to the surface of the drilling machine, or let me say the drilling platform. Is it clear?
Yes, Doc, it's clear.
Yeah.
Good. So that is why we need water body. All right. Let's move on. Drilling. Drill to receive the resource, or that means drill to the target. So we drill the surface hole, and after reaching the preset depth, cement and casing so it does not collapse. Yeah. So the cement here again is kind of the cement that we use for building. Yeah. And drilling continues. Good. Then the production or extracting is the same. That's bringing up what? The resources to the surface. So we remove the drill head, place the pump on the well head. The pump system forces the pump up and down, creating a suction that draws oil up through the well. This is mainly a typical onshore operation. If the oil is too heavy, a second hole is drilled where steam pressure is injected. That is talking about the injection wells, yeah? Production. We all know what production is. I mean, that is getting the resource out, then we transport it. So this is the main value chain simplified. Any questions so far? Please, any questions so far? Okay. Then I won't go in here. So here we're going to focus on what I'm highlighting now. You see here, this one, that is the upstream, midstream, downstream. But let's quickly go in for what is needed for this particular model. Let's get some definitions set. Now, please look here. So all that we have discussed is what you see here. So the upstream talks about what? Exploration, field development, and production operations. Please put in your mind that when you hear field development, it talk about what? Drilling and setting up. I repeat, talks about drilling and setting up. After a successful exploration, be it seismic or wildcat, yeah, we go on to do what we call the field development, whereby we drill production wells or drilling wells, and then we appraise them. Once we appraise them and we find economic quantity. Economic quantity means that the quantity of crude oil we found or the recoverable crude oil found, it is making economic sense. So you might find oil, all right, but it will not be in commercial quantities. Is it clear? Good. Now, the midstream, which you're going to target in the next few minutes, talk about the transportation and gathering. Please put this behind the back of your mind. It's transportation and gathering. The gathering is omitted here. Processing, storage, and distribution. So, what is transported here? What is transported here? Imelda, what is this transportation here? What product is being transported? Can you please unmute yourself and tell us?
The fuel.
Which fuel?
The fuel that has been drilled.
Drilled or produced?
Produced. Sorry.
Thank you. All right. So it's not fuel. Yeah. When you mention fuel, please don't mention fuel anywhere. When you mention fuel, a pure technocrat will think you're talking about diesel or petrol. Okay. These are fuels.
Okay.
I know what you want to talk about. You want to mention crude oil, right? Or
yeah.
Yes. So yes. So the transportation here is talking about the produced produce. The produced produce or products. That's the raw state right from the well head. So when we take Ghana as an example, the ENI field, the Jubilee field and the 10 fields produce condensate gas, which are piped to Atuabo for processing. That means that the Atuabo plant is a midstream, making Ghana Gas a midstream company. Is it correct? Okay, good. So then the raw crude oil is transported via vessels to refineries. Then when it gets to the refineries, the products are refined into fuels, just like Imeda said, into fuels. That is the AGOs referring to diesel, could be HFOs, it could be kerosene, could be anything you can think of. I'm going to show you a video today, and you see all the product that we get from refinery. Is that fine? Okay, good. Crude oil exploration production is commonly referred to as upstream, yeah? Just like I said. Refining and product sales are generally referred to the downstream. as the industry is globalizing now, major companies are being formed, particularly in Russia, China, India, and Brazil. These companies are exhibiting global ambition both in the upstream and the downstream, making themselves vertically integrated. Yeah? Good. So moving on, let's see what we have here with upstream. No, I'm not going to talk about this because that's not major, that's not focus. Good. Let me get a midstream. Let me go to the midstream. I'm not going to talk about all this now. It's not my target for today. Good. Let's talk about midstream. Yeah. So the midstream operations are sometimes classified within the downstream sector. It's true. But these operations compose a separate and discrete sector of the petroleum industry. Several studies of school of thought think that midstream does not exist. And it is true in the case of crude oil production. So let's take a typical example. Should we have a field? Should we have a field that produces only crude oil? What it means is that be it offshore, onshore, doesn't matter. We produce it and we ship it or transport it via pipeline or vessels to a refinery. We all understand that refinery is what is the downstream, right? So what it means is that the midstream sector in a pure crude oil supply chain is omitted. But then several schools of thought also think that anytime it got to do with pumps and pipeline production, so pipeline transportation, then you're talking about midstream. However, the definition of a midstream is only viable or makes sense when we are talking about the gas production. Am I making sense? Yeah. In that, when we produce gas, be it condensate or natural, doesn't matter, and we pump it or we transport it through pipeline to a gas facility, gas processing facility, then it means that this gas facility, it is a midstream operations. What it does here is that then it processes this gas, natural gas, into lean gas or condensate gas, right? Or isopentane, just to mention a few. And these are then further transported to the likes of VRA, the Amandi car power ship, and then the other IPPs that use gas to generate electricity. Then they become the downstream. Any question for me before I proceed?
Yes. So I have a question. It might not be directly related to this, but I was wondering, how can LNG be traded on the global platform?
You should have asked this question when you're doing oil and gas trading. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so this is not my question. I'll give you Derek's number. You're gonna call him and then ask him this question. But yes, okay. I mean, LNG can be traded on the. I'll touch on that. Okay. One of the sub models topic talk about LNG. Okay, so I'll come to that. But now we are segregating midstream and downstream. And Clarence, the reason why I'm taking time to explain this is not just because I don't think you don't know. Some of you know, some of you don't know. I'm explaining because some of you have your thesis topic around these areas, okay? So it can be useful for this model, and it's also be useful for your writing of your thesis. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. With that being said, Abigail, you have your television on, and you have your and you have me on. So who are you listening?
I'm listening to you, say.
So here you see gathering. You remember I told you that gathering was omitted. So you see it here. So the gathering, transportation, and storage. So when you have the chance to go to a Tuabo plant, you will see that they gather. They transport first, they gather it, they process it, and then they store it. Okay, so please keep these 4 things in your mind. The midstream sector will transport from the upstream, gather it, process it, store it, and then transport it. So in the nearest future, I'll be showing you how the gas tariff looks like. And you will see all these components in the setting of the tariffs by PURC under the Ministry of Energy. Is it clear? Good. So then this is the midstream at a glance. So this is a picture that comes in mind. So you realize that there's an upstream gathering system, transportation, processing, storing, and then rail transportation to customers. So you see here, you can see my cursor going up and down. So it serves a very big, so you can produce fertilizer, propane, the isopentane, like I mentioned, the condensate that can be later be blended to form something called the PMS, what you call the petrol. Petrol is PMS, yeah? Yes, you see them here. Whole lot of product can be made out from there.
No.
Yes.
And please, you were talking about the school of thought, where one school of thought thinks that there's no midstream here in Ghana, and others think there is. And you were explaining, but you didn't finish.
Okay, good. Yes, it's true. That's the case, Abigail, when you have a lot of things in your mind and need control. But someone like you always bring me back on track. But it's not only in Ghana, it's globally. Globally. In Ghana, we have midstream because we have the Ghana Gas Company.
Yes.
Which is pure typical midstream company. But I explained the second school of thought, which think that there's no sector. I'm saying that they think that whilst producing oil, you don't need any midstream sector. All right, because right after producing crude oil, you transport them to the refinery for refining. In that case, it's true. There's no midstream sector there.
Okay.
And there's midstream when we talk about gas production. Okay. There's also midstream when it is onshore. And then you have your pipeline transporting. So you have a pipeline gathering and transporting your crude oil to the nearest port for export. Then in that case, there's also another school of thought that think that there is a midstream there. But in the case of offshore, whilst the FPSO produces, it's separate by itself and give back to the vessels for transportation. Indeed, there's no midstream. That's that. Okay. All right.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask, what about the activities of BOST? I don't know what classify as midstream sector.
That's a very good question. Where is this lady? Is it Amanda? She said her name is Amanda. Yes, she works at BOST. So let's take this question to Amanda. Amanda, tell us, what is BOST's role?
We are more of downstream because we store and then transport to, we basically store most of the time. Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Okay, because I thought with the activities of them, they storing the product, they will fall under midstream. I don't know. Because I know, but I don't know much, that in Ghana they are the only company that store the crude oil.
Cool.
I don't know.
No, BOST doesn't store crude oil. Sorry.
We store the final product.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yes.
So that makes them downstream.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yes and no.
Yes.
It's yes and
Downstream.
no. It's yes
Oh.
and no. Amanda, tell us why it's yes and no.
Dog, I said yes, so downstream. I didn't say yes and no.
And I'm saying yes and no. So tell me why I'm saying no.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know why you're saying no.
Who can tell me why I'm saying no? And I'll give the person 5 marks.
Hey.
Pew.
I think because they still predominantly store and transport the refined products.
Please come again, Clarence.
I think because they still predominantly store and transport the refined products. They are not the end user. Mostly downstream is when they're distributing right to the end user.
But Tor is downstream, right?
I think, yeah.
Good.
Okay.
So if Tor is a downstream, then it means BOST is a downstream because they also don't send to end users. They sell to the local traders, which we call the BDCs. So if you realize,
I support the claim that they are downstream. I support the claim that they're downstream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if I'm saying they are upstream as well, so they are downstream as well. So midstream, it means that in Ghana now, BOST is or might be given the mandate to regulate the midstream industry as far as transportation is concerned. Amanda, am I right?
Yes.
Good. So this is a battle between NPA and BOST now, who to regulate Ghana gas. So Clarence, in that aspect, then it will make BOST very powerful and very rich in the future.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. But as it stands now, they are pure downstream operators. They are downstream operators. Okay. Any more questions, please? If no more questions, can I ask my questions? Okay. Now let's go to downstream before I start asking my questions. So downstream is everything from refining to sales. So Clarence, you see what I was trying to tell you about, to tell you. Downstream is everything from refining to to sales. The refining, the processing, the marketing, the distribution. In fact, storage. I don't know why the storage is omitted here. So after processing, you store them. That is why we have the BDCs having the tank farms for storage. And then the OMCs for marketing, as indicated here. Yeah. So processing and refining processes turns crude oil and gas into marketable products. In the case of crude oil, these products include heating oil, gasoline for the use in vehicles, jet fuel, diesel oils. Oil refining process include distillation, vacuum distillation, catalytic reforming, catalytic cracking, alkylation, isomerization, and then hydrotreating. Natural gas process includes compression, glycol dehydration, amine treating, separating the product into pipeline quality-based natural gas and in a stream of mixed natural gas liquids, and fractionation, which separates the stream of mixed natural gas liquids into its components, which I explained, the condensates. The fractionation process yields ethane, butane, isopentane. I think I mentioned this in the beginning. It is a term commonly used to refer to refining of crude oil and the selling and distribution of natural gas products derived or produced from crude oil. Such products include liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, gasoline and petrol, jet fuels, just repetition. This sector includes oil refinery, petrochemical plants, product distribution, retail outlets, natural gas. Yes, I mean, there's nothing new here. If you undergone through what the whole cycle is. Yeah, so crude oil exploration and production, refining it, and then distributing it up to the end user is the downstream. Correct? Then this is the beginning, how it all began. So what you see here is the early 1900s, when the Rockefeller and the Seven Sisters started operating on the oil fields, and it was basically offshore. So that's like drilling a borehole and meeting crude oil. Yeah. So you see the method of transportation. So you see Shell. What you call is it a BRV? Amanda, is it BRV? Hello?
No. Hi.
Is it BRV?
Yes.
Is it bulk what?
Hello? Pardon?
What is the meaning of BRV?
Bulk road vehicle.
Yes. So you see on the right top here, in the early 90s, this is a BRV. and this picture was taken in Tunisia. This is how Shell was transporting its refined products. So you can see. And then on the down left, you can see what you call the filling station, or what we call America gas stations. Yeah. And you know the oil well vehicles. That's the Oil Well Supplies Company Limited, the big sisters. These are the giants. This is how it all began. The mafia groups. Good. So let's look at some few characteristics of downstream process and sectors, as compared to the upstream. Should we do that, or we can skip it? Hello.
Let's do it, sir.
That's the one person. Let me this call. See me a class. Oh no, gun.
No.
That's the one. Okay. Source. In fact, I won't do this. I won't mind Abigail. I won't mind Abigail. Distribution of
For
refined.
sale white.
Yes, this one you can read it yourself. Then you can understand. Hmm? Hmm. Okay. You're just talking about the source, where you get your products from. Yeah. Key drivers. That's talking about the revenue depend on absolute price, because now with the setting of flat price or Brent price, the IOCs do not control these prices. Am I right? Josh?
Yes, sir.
What's an IOC?
International Oil Company.
Same as EMP, yes?
Yes, they are the same as exploration production companies as well, because they are into
Thank you very much. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, thank you, Josh. What I'm saying is that they don't set their prices of the crude oil price. Yeah. So it's being determined by a different group. And then when it comes to the refined products, the revenue depends on margins. So the margin here is how much they buy the crude oil for, plus how much it costs them to refine a barrel of crude oil, okay, plus their margin. That determines how much they're going to sell it for. So now comparing financial stability of the three streams, you realize that upstream is highly capital intensive because you need a lot of money to drill and produce your products or your crude oil. But with the downstream distribution and sales, you see here that what? Low capital relative to other segments. And that's the truth. How much does it take for you to market your oil produce? I mean, the likes of Go Energy, the Frames Oil people, yeah. Government taxation, often highly taxed, and it's true. They are highly taxed. Now, let me ask you, the general cohorts. Penelope, tell us, which kind of taxes do we find in the upstream? Penelope. Where is Penelope? Abigail, please call your friend, eh? Call your girlfriend, says she's wanted.
Penlo, please, are you here? So it looks like she's off.
No, she's here, but she's not off. She's here, not talking. So she's online, but not with us. In fact, she alone, she has 2 devices here, but she's not here with us. Beautiful. So please help her. Abigail, tell us, which major taxes do we identify upstream? Major forms of taxes. Or AC, AC help us. AC or Phyllis, any of you can tell us.
So please, this is the corporate income tax.
That is just one.
Royalty.
Thank you. Who said that?
Penelope.
Hey, where were you?
Oh, I stepped out a little bit. Okay.
That is wrong. -5.
Okay. Oh, please.
You step out of the class without permission.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, it's -5. It's written down.
Oh, we didn't patch up.
So yes, what did he say? Royalties, yes? Penelope.
Yes, Doc. Royalty.
Yes, royalties. Good. AC, tell us one. AC. You guys, you come on, you just log in and then find yourself a place to hide or what? Huh? Joshua, call your girlfriend and tell her to come back.
Yeah, AC, where are you? Please come. Why?
Doc.
Why are you here and you're not corresponding?
My internet is not stable.
Tell us, which kind of royalties do we have in the upstream operations?
Which kind of royalties?
No, sorry, taxes.
Corporate tax.
No, it's already mentioned. Corporate tax is mentioned, royalties is mentioned. What else? What else?
Additional entitlement.
Thank you. AOE, yes. Additional oil entitlements. Good. Imelda, tell us one.
Royalties.
Are you here with us? Did you hear someone saying royalties already?
No.
It's been said already. So what else? We have corporate tax mentioned, royalties gone down, and then AOE is out. What else?
I'm refreshing my mind. I will come back to you.
You cannot refresh your mind. We finished petroleum economics just a few months ago. Abigail, tell us one. Where are the men? Okay, Felix has already mentioned one.
Okay, I think petroleum revenue tax.
Petroleum revenue tax. Petroleum revenue tax. The same as corporate tax. Okay. The same as corporate taxes. What about surface rentals? Surface rentals, we mentioned it. It is paid once a year. Recently, we heard in news that there was an argument between one IOC and the government of Ghana with respect to surface rentals. Okay, that is fine. While the downstream always or just got to do with what the corporate taxes, yeah, and these are the major downstream companies, distribution refined products. So in a single diagram, you see upstream, midstream, downstream here, the reserves, the production, processing, and consumption. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. Awesome. I'm not going to go again here. This is simple. So you see the BRVs here for transportation and all that. The LPGs in here. Good, a very good slide for you to understand the quantities, the quantity of the produce that we get from 1 barrel of crude oil. So from 1 barrel of crude oil, we have gasoline, kerosene, distillate fuels, and residual oil, the RFOs. Yes, the RFOs. This is from distillation only. But from modern refining process, we have high gasoline, which is the diesel, as compared to the rest. So it means that we have less residual oil because we're using a modern way of refining. So you will check this one out. So you have jet fuels, liquefied petroleum, asphalt, all that. This, I believe you did in your trading. Did you do that? Did you check the API gravity? Did you distinguish between what is sweet oil, medium sour, and heavy sour? Did you see that? General code.
Yes,
did you see that? You did. Okay, good. So it's just the same thing, yeah? So the WTI, the LLS, and the Brent. These are the selling codes for crude oil. So with API greater than 34 is referred to as what? Light. 18 less than 34, but more than 24 is medium. Less than 24 is heavy because it has higher sulfur content. It's okay? But you realize that the sweet oil, what we produce in Ghana, has less sulfur content, and thus is a light sweet oil. But surprisingly, the medium sour has the highest demand. Who can tell me why? Who can tell me why the medium sour has the highest demand?
I think that's used by most vessels.
Not necessarily, but yes, you have a point. It's used by most vessels. Or probably it has a lot of important byproducts. Yeah. The byproduct that we need here, as compared to what light sweet crude oil can produce, is less. Okay. All right. We all know what an IOC is. I think international oil companies and who they are. So vertically integrated company, you see it here. So these are companies that operate from upstream to downstream. Example is what? ExxonMobil, Shell, BP. They operate in all the supply chain. And one of your questions that might come, be it your final exams or whatever, is on this topic, vertical integrated company. Why it is important for companies to consider being vertically integrated. I've given you an apple. Okay. And these are examples of, these are the 10 largest world oil companies by reserves and production. So Saudi Aramco, the National Iranian Oil Company, Qatar, Petroleum, of course, Iraq, Venezuela, Abu Dhabi, National Oil Company, ADNOC, Kuwait, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, yes, the National Oil Corporation of Libya, and so on, Algeria. So you know now the biggest in terms of production. And then company country market value. Here it's got to do with market value. Yeah, it got to do with market value. Then we have Gazprom from Russia, ExxonMobil, BP, Chevron, China Petrol, Shell, Total, China Petroleum, PBR, that's the Petrobras, very, very powerful company in Brazil, and then the Philips. These are the operators. Now, this brings us back to, yes, integrated company. So they operate upstream, they do their refinery themselves, and they sell. So a company like ExxonMobil has its own refineries and own filling stations, and they produce oil as well. Okay. I'll take a break here with the slides, and if there are any questions, please ask now, and then I'll show you some 2 or 3 videos, and then we can carry on. Any question? Sir Oscar. I've not heard your voice. Okay. Please, any question? This is the right time to ask your questions. Hello? Are you all here?
Yeah,
Yes, we are.
Oh, yeah.
And no question, yeah? Good. I'm glad. Let me show this quick video trying to explain the difference between upstream, midstream, downstream, just as we have discussed today. But I also believe in pictorial and those stuff. So let's see what we can get from this video. Can you all see the screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Yes, I can see.
Awesome.
may imagine. There are large companies like Exxon, Shell, and BP, but the industry goes far beyond these major players. In fact, the heart of this industry also lies in the supply companies that provide invaluable products and services to these heavy hitters. From the first exploration of a potential oil well to the thousands of finished products for end users, like toothpaste and gasoline, there are numerous opportunities for service companies in the oil and gas space. There are three distinct sectors that will help you understand the true scope of this industry. The easiest way to visualize this is to picture a river. Rivers have an upstream, a midstream, and a downstream. Much like a river, the oil and gas industry starts upstream with exploration and production, and it concludes downstream with the distribution and sale of numerous petroleum byproducts that are essential to everyday life. Let's take a closer look at this river. The upstream sector is where our journey begins. This sector is also referred to as E&P, or exploration and production. Companies operating in this sector are trying to find and ultimately produce crude oil and natural gas on land or offshore. Once the product is out of the ground, it must move down the river to the midstream sector. This sector of the industry handles the transportation and storage of crude oil and natural gas. There are many ways to transport these products, including trucks, ships, barges, trains, and pipelines. The oil and gas needs to be transported to a storage facility, often referred to as terminals or an LNG site, before they can continue on down the river to the refineries. Once it arrives, we are officially downstream. Here, the crude oil and gas is refined and processed into finished products and then sold to the public. The end of the journey from upstream to downstream sees the crude oil and gas refined into gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and byproducts used by chemical plants to create numerous consumer goods like pharmaceuticals, football helmets, insect repellent, umbrellas, fishing rods, paint, eyeglasses, detergents, artificial limbs, movie film, heart valves, life jackets, tires, deodorant, food preservatives, and so much more. Natural gas is also used by power plants to generate electricity. Speaking of electricity, let's have a light bulb moment together. In an industry so large, it may seem nearly impossible to a service company to get a firm foothold in a particular sector and secure jobs in multiple sectors of the industry. There are numerous trade shows and associations that you can attend and get involved with that are sector specific. To best find your niche in the industry, it's important to understand not only your capabilities, but also the different sectors and subsequent subdivisions between each sector and the ways they relate to one another. Let's take a quick look at just a few trade shows and associations that you could get involved with today. That looks like a lot of opportunity to me, but seeing the vast numbers of associations.
Okay. Any question? Oh, I believe it was clear. I think they have summarized everything that we've spoken about today, as far as what a midstream is and what a downstream is. Am I right? Good. Now let's look also at some definitions. Yeah. Of, for example, what is a midstream oil and gas company? Okay, let's look at that. Can you all see the screen? Hello?
Hi.
Hi, we can all see.
Okay, good. Good.
Stream overview includes segments on business characteristics, key participants, and discussions on the main functions of midstream of gathering, processing, transportation, and storage of crude oil and natural gas.
Okay. I believe we made mention of this. okay, that the midstream talks about four major pillars: the gathering, processing, storage, and transportation. You have to keep this behind at the back of your brain. So if I call you and wake you up in the middle of the night and ask you what are the four pillars of midstream, you tell me. I have repeated this several times, and now this video is also repeating the same thing. Let's see what go forward.
We'll also be highlighting some of the differences between oil and gas at this phase. So, what is midstream? Midstream is the function of the oil and gas industry that provides the vital link between producing areas and the population centers where industrial, refining, and residential customers are located. Field gathering, processing plants, and transmission pipelines are the major assets in the midstream industry. Transportation assets include marine vessels, railroads, and trucking fleets. Storage assets also exist throughout this chain. With the commercial success of U.S. oil and gas shale plays, the midstream business segment has taken on new importance. A 2014 study forecasted the need for over $640 billion of investment in the next 20 years to leverage U.S. crude and natural gas shale supplies. So be sure to
Though I think you can hear the sounds.
XL segment that crosses between the US and Canada. Midstream is literally stuck in the middle. It depends on both healthy upstream supply and strong consumer demand. Without a steady supply of oil and gas, there is nothing to process, transport, and store. On the other hand, without demand from downstream commercial, industrial, and retail consumers, the need to bring these supplies to market is diminished. This podcast episode is brought to you by EKT Interactive's Oil 101, a free introduction to oil and gas. Within this free members-only content area, you'll find ebooks on oil and gas industry fundamentals, relevant articles on key oil and gas topics, and a growing body of digital learning content. Of the MLP structure in the US, you'll notice that the large midstream companies aren't the familiar oil and gas companies. Some of the largest midstream MLPs are Plains All American, Enterprise Product Partners, Kinder Morgan, TransCanada, and Spectra Energy. Some MLPs concentrate only on transmission pipelines, some on oil, and many on natural gas, and others on converting natural gas to high-valued NGLs or petrochemical feedstocks. The energy MLP structure is solely a United States business entity. Globally, one of the largest operators of pipelines is OAO Transneft, the Russian state-owned transport monopoly. And there's a good list of other major pipeline operators throughout Europe, Asia, and Africa in Wikipedia. We'll be sure to put the link in the program notes. Now let's talk about the four major operating components of midstream. The first step in the midstream process is field gathering. Oil and natural gas production comes from thousands of wells. Oil is moved through a spider web of small diameter pipelines to a central location. Here, a tank volume large enough to efficiently be sent to a refinery by truck, pipeline, or barge, or even rail is gathered. Natural gas is a little different. Unlike crude oil, it cannot be stored at or near the well. A series of smaller diameter pipelines moves it to a central treating or processing facility to remove water and impurities and separate out the NGLs. The natural gas, primarily methane, can then enter a large diameter transmission pipeline to be moved to end users. Field processing requires surface units that are designed and installed to measure the production rate of oil and gas and water from the reservoir, separate the oil and gas from the wastewater, remove any impurities, and temporarily store it until it's ready to be moved. Fractionation plants separate the high-valued natural gas liquids, or NGLs, from natural gas production. These NGLs are used as blend components in refineries and as feedstock in the manufacture of petrochemicals. And be sure not to confuse NGLs with LNG, or liquefied natural gas, which we'll discuss in the transportation section. After field processing, treated oil and natural gas is delivered via a huge and complex transportation, pipeline transmission, and distribution infrastructure. In the US, there are hundreds of thousands of miles of natural gas, crude oil, and liquids pipelines. Natural gas, which flows at a much higher pressure than crude oil, is most often transported in large diameter inter- and intrastate regulated pipelines. LNG is natural gas that has been converted to a liquid for easier transport and storage. This occurs when the gas is cooled to approximately minus 162 degrees Celsius or minus 260 degrees Fahrenheit. Large LNG.
Good. This occurs when a gas is cooled to approximately 162 degrees Celsius or 260 degrees Fahrenheit. Please keep these figures in your brains. It will come up. It will come up pretty soon when we start talking about transportation of gas, degasification and regasification. Am I clear? I'll be asking you again. We're talking about this, okay? So keep it in mind.
Vessels are used to transport natural gas for international shipments. To transport crude oil, pipelines are also the safest and most efficient shipment method. However, truck and rail are more flexible in terms of timing and being able to ship to alternative and multiple destinations. Today, in the US, the importance of rail cannot be underestimated. Most US shale oil plays do not have access to the existing pipelines. For example, there is very little infrastructure in oil plays such as the Bakken in North Dakota. Therefore, over 75% of the million or so barrels a day of Bakken production is moved by rail. Storage for crude oil and refined products is pretty straightforward. Methods include field tank batteries, product bulk terminals, refinery tanks, and holding tanks. But natural gas is different. Because of its large volumes and high pressures, natural gas is generally stored underground until it is ready to be transported to market. Depleted gas reservoirs, salt caverns, and aquifers are common storage facilities.
Okay. I love these short videos. Yeah. I love these short videos because it just confirms everything that I've told you before. So just to tell you that, yes, this is what it is. Now, let's look at downstream. Let's look at downstream. So we look at the difference between the sectors. We've looked at midstream. Now let's look at downstream.
This introduction to the downstream segment of the oil and gas industry covers downstream business characteristics, an overview of refining, including products and participants, and finally, we'll discuss end user consumption and wholesale and retail marketing. So, what is downstream? Processing, transporting, and selling refined products made from crude oil is the business of the downstream segment of the oil and gas industry. Key downstream business sectors include oil refining, supply and trading, and product marketing, both wholesale and retail. The downstream industry provides thousands of products to end user customers around the globe. Many products are familiar, such as gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, heating oil, and asphalt for roads. Others are not as familiar, such as lubricants, synthetic rubber, plastic, fertilizers, and pesticides. These products are called petrochemicals. The four key characteristics of downstream are that it is a margin business, it is very complex, it requires a global perspective, and it deals with getting products to end users. So let's drill a little deeper into each of these. The downstream segment is a margin business. Margin is defined as the difference between the price realized for the products produced from the crude oil and the cost of the crude oil delivered to the refinery. Although the price of crude sets the absolute level of product prices, it may or may not affect refining or marketing margins. Downstream margins tend to be reduced or squeezed when crude price increases cannot be recovered in the marketplace. On the other hand, margins tend to hold or even increase when crude prices drop and the marketplace more slowly adjusts to these lower crude oil prices. The downstream segment is extremely complex, and it includes diverse activities such as refining, petrochemicals, distribution, and marketing. A global perspective is important because of the global nature of the energy supply chain, as well as the impact of supply and demand on both feedstock and product prices. So let's talk a little bit more about refining. Crude oils are not uniform, but rather are mixtures of thousands of different compounds called hydrocarbons. Each component of each compound has its own size, weight, and boiling temperature. Refineries convert crude oil into a variety of useful products through a number of different processing units using heat and pressure to separate the products. The resulting products are often classified as light, medium, or heavy.
Osofo. Where's the pastor? Huh? Where is the pastor in your class?
See whether I can get
Her name, his name is.
I think it's Reagan.
Is it Reagan? Reagan. Where is he?
He's offline.
Because
he's speaking to God.
On whose behalf?
On your behalf.
Ah.
He's trying to get the prophecy for you, so that's why you asked him to pray. So
exactly.
He's doing that on your behalf.
Ah. Pendo, frequency on sambra bako. Mon frère. De minha cambia aí o de ombra back.
Yo, Martin.
Okay. I don't want to ask me a question, but if he's not here, let's move on.
Light products include liquid petroleum gas, or LPG, gasoline, and naphtha, which is used as a solvent or paint thinner. Medium products, or what are called the middle distillates, include kerosene and related jet aircraft fuels, as well as diesel fuel. Heavy products include fuel oils, lubricating oils, paraffin wax, asphalt and tar, and petroleum coke. So who are some of the key downstream participants? Downstream participants include refining and marketing divisions of the major integrated oil companies, as well as independents. Global integrated refiners include BP, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Shell, and Total. Major U.S. independent refiners include Valero, Tesoro, and Sunoco. Independent refiners will often have a chain of service stations to market their products. What makes them independent is the fact that they have no upstream E&P operations. This podcast episode is brought to you by EKT Interactive's Oil 101, a free introduction to oil. The final downstream characteristic discussed today is end user consumption. At the end of the day, it is the end users or customers of oil and gas products that give them their ultimate value. Globally, the most widely known crude oil product is gasoline. Other fuel products are diesel, jet fuel, and marine fuel oil. Fuel products for transportation are important because they account for 65% of global demand. Product marketing is the business of finding and supplying customers who possess either internal demand for refined fuels or wholesale distribution networks for reaching retail customers. Large direct consumers of energy products include petrochemical and industrial manufacturers, utilities, municipalities, trucking fleets, and airlines. Other companies may possess distribution assets or branded sites aimed at reaching retail customers.
Okay, any questions? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Doc, we are here.
So any questions? Okay, if there are no questions for me, I will ask my questions and I will call today's lessons over. Also for you back. Pastor Paul Reagan Ohene. Who is laughing?
I think he's online now, so I'm sure he'll respond.
He better do. He better get himself a powerful you. Reagan.
Yes, please. Sorry, sir, my internet went off.
No, I was told you to pray for me.
Oh, please, I will do that, sir, after lectures, please.
So we lost you for 1 hour. All this 1 hour.
Yes, I've been trying to reach in, but it was not coming through. So I thought that the password activated. So I tried again just now and it came through, please.
Do you have any question for me before I ask you my question?
No, please, sir. I just came in, so I'm just following up.
Okay, so I can ask my question.
I'll come back, please. Come back.
So, Bishop, can I ask my question?
Yes, please.
Okay. What categorizes a sweet oil or a sweet crude?
I'm sorry, I have no idea, please.
How come you have no idea?
Please, I'm learning more, please.
No, we discussed it today. So we have learned it already.
So your question again, I didn't hear.
What categorizes a sweet fruit? When we say fruit is sweet, what are the parameters that defines it to be so? Or what are the features? Or what are the
Yeah,
characteristics?
Doc. I think when it
crude oil?
has an API,
Penelope,
which
is it
is
clear now?
okay. Penelope is answering the question, so.
Penelope. How more amazing?
Josh, while you were talking, really?
The question was for you, so you finish up.
So it has a low level of sulfur. Hello.
I think somebody should prompt Doc. He's offline.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, Doc, we can hear you.
Why? What happened?
I think you went off, so we're trying to get you on board.
I thought we all went off together. I don't know why I went off.
No, you are on your own, so you went alone.
And I'm not surprised, Joshua, because I was here, then the Zoom went off. I mean, totally. So now Felix, the host. We thank God. So Felix, tell us. Or I'm off again.
So I think
No, you're online.
you're online. You are the host.
No, you are the host. Felix, you are the host. So tell us, what is the characteristic of a sweet crude oil?
So I think I agree with what Penel was saying. The low level of sulfur.
Okay, I did not hear that.
Oh, okay.
Can you repeat that?
So she said one of the characteristics is the low level of sulfur.
Okay, that's one. What else? Fellas, what else?
Doug,
Yes.
it smells nice. It has a pleasant smell.
Oh my God. Oh.
And then we know what.
It's
low in sulfur. It's low in sulfur. Yeah, I'm not coming low.
Where's Amanda? Is he? Is he?
Say.
Yes, tell us one characteristic of a sweet crude oil. Low sulfur content. What else? Hmm? I cannot hear you.
It is coming.
Let it come first.
So relax.
I'm relaxed. What is Google saying?
Google people.
If I Google, I have to log out from you.
What they can maybe try and catch them.
Main kind thing.
I'm waiting. Tell us the characteristics of a sweet crude oil. Hmm?
So it's high demand.
It doesn't have the highest demand. Medium sour has the highest demand. What about the API?
The API is greater than 34. So
thank you.
The light sweet.
Thank you. So any
Yeah,
crude
but
oil
it's also
yeah. Sorry?
Yeah, you were saying sweet oil, but there's light sweet, there's medium sweet, and then heavy sweet. So
Oh,
the
sorry.
APIs will differ with each of them.
I meant the light sweet. Sorry. The
Okay.
light sweet. Yes, just to be specific. That is why the less sulfur made me happy. Yes, so you can have medium sweet as well. But normally, the sweet oils are normally light. Because there's a sulfur content that makes it heavier. You know, so.
Yes.
Yes, so normally the sweet oil are generally light. Okay. I think I'll bring today's lesson to an end for us to go to the next level next week. And so next weekend we'll be talking about. I'll get your lecture notes ready for you. Don't worry. I'll put them in your online lecture mode so you can download them. But I normally don't like doing that right from the beginning. But look at some financial options. Well, is that fine? Okay. So silence means consent. Once again, thank you everybody for coming.
So please, when am I seeing your TV? The last time it was nice listening to you. I enjoyed listening to you, yes, the way you were explaining things. So please let me know when you will be coming again, okay? I learned a lot from you. Huh?
I'm TV freak.
No.
Doc, Doc, please, are we meeting same time next week?
Yes. Now I've told them to keep it at 1:30 every time, so that it becomes consistent.
Okay.
Or the time is not favorable for you.
Oh, the 1:30 is cool. I think that time is okay for us.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, by that time you got your appetite or your fufu a long time ago.
Because probably you would have to do some 1 or 2 things in the morning, and then in the afternoon you're free. So it's better.
No problem. I'm okay with the time. Okay. So, guys, if there's no question, today was just an introductory class, so I won't waste my time. Now, I won't
thank you very much, Doc, for the lectures as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Josh. See you guys soon. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Joshua, call me. Call me small. Joshua, call me small.
Yo, Oscar here.
Alex, please save the recording.
Oscar.